You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. I hope you guys are having a great day here on a Monday, and I hope you're looking forward to a really great Thanksgiving week. I will say that last night I had my first Thanksgiving. It's not something I normally do, but my girlfriend's family wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving down at their place down in Chula Vista, so we headed down yesterday, and we did like a her side family kind of Thanksgiving. I'm talking turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, pumpkin pie. I mean, like a real legit Thanksgiving yesterday. So do you guys have plans already? Grande, Brown Man, you guys have big Thanksgiving plans?
Yeah.
Grande, you said you're going to Texas, right?
Tonight, I'm flying out tonight, right after the show, and I will be flying into Austin and then driving to San Antonio, which is like 45 minutes.
And are you broadcasting from down there tomorrow?
That's the plan. You know, I've already done a speed test. The neighborhood is a new neighborhood in San Antonio, so it is tricked out with fiber internet. So their internet is like to the moon, dude. It's crazy. So I'm hoping that it works. So I'm taking everything with me, but be prepared for a little Brown Man special.
Sounds weird when you say it like that.
Yeah. Brown, do you have big Thanksgiving plans for Thursday? What do you got going on?
I'll probably end up in Alpine. I have some people up in Alpine that I usually spend Thanksgiving with. He's a former coach of mine, so I usually go there for Thanksgiving. So I'll probably be there.
I told you, you're very invited.
How many more Thanksgivings you got, Scott?
No, this is it.
Okay,
yesterday was
my first Thanksgiving.
Well, because usually, you only do one, right? But I mean, it just so happens.
There's a lot of Friendsgivings. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people do Friendsgivings, and then you're like a Brady Bunch, so you probably have to do multiple. Makes sense if you got like 2 or 3 lined up.
No, I did one yesterday on a Sunday. I'm going to do this one on Thursday, and then that's sort of it. But I am looking forward to. I'll tell you the weekend. And I say the weekend, I mean, today's Monday, but when you start to look at like the Thanksgiving slate of NFL football games on Thanksgiving Day itself, but at least there's football all day long. And then for me,
I heard something about that, but I'm sorry, keep cutting you off.
Go ahead.
All 6 teams that play on Thanksgiving lost yesterday.
Yeah. I'm not. Listen, you can't figure out the NFL.
No.
I mean,
I'm done trying. I'm done.
You can't figure it out. The next day, though, Thursday's Thanksgiving. The next day, Friday morning, I'm going to wake up. This is going to be a great day. If you're a San Diego State fan, you're going to wake up on Friday morning, and on national television, San Diego State is going to play Boise State.
Yeah, 9 a.m., dude.
Why? Because
in LA.
It's the day after Thanksgiving, and the game that's 12 noon on the East Coast. So if you're trying to get as many eyeballs, and if you're San Diego State and Boise State, even though it's not ideal, you are trying to get as many eyeballs on your teams and on your conference as you possibly can. And TV dictates. And look, Browner, I know it sucks, man, but last year, during the COVID college football season, USC played, I can't remember who it was in their first game, because remember the Pac-12 shut down, and then they came back. I don't remember, but USC was playing a 9 a.m. football game, 9 a.m. Pacific time. This isn't 12 noon. They're on the East Coast, but it kicks off at 9 a.m. Pacific time. This is 9 a.m. San Diego State, Boise State at Dignity Sports Health Park in LA, in Carson. Cal State Dominguez Hills. That's where San Diego State and Boise State will play on Friday morning. So the day after Thanksgiving on national TV, the biggest platform you could have asked for, San Diego State plays in their biggest game of the year. And after their win, I know it was just getting by on Friday night. It was a late night Friday night game against UNLV, and they just sort of squeaked by. But San Diego State has 10 wins. 10 wins. If they win this game, they're going to have 11 wins. They're going to win their side of the Mountain West, Alex?
Yeah. A clinch.
Yeah. So, listen, this is exciting stuff. So I'm looking at Thursday, all day of football, and Friday morning, wake up in San Diego State, Boise State.
I'll be back, too. I fly out of Texas at the ass crack of dawn, Scott. So I will be back in San Diego by 8 a.m., hopefully, if all goes to plan. And I'll be on my couch watching that game, too.
Yeah, I just realized, though, I forgot. I'm leaving Friday morning. Thursday's Thanksgiving. Friday morning, I'm actually flying up to Mammoth just for the quick weekend. Friday, Saturday, I'll be back Sunday afternoon. Flying out of Carlsbad to Mammoth. First time I'm ever flying to Mammoth. Yeah.
You're like a little tiny rinky-dink plane or what?
Hey,
It's
man, you better make sure Harrison Ford ain't your pilot.
Good point.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. I don't want like John Travolta. I don't want any of these celebrity pilot guys.
Travolta doesn't mess around with the little bitty planes though. Travolta flies like the Boeings and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford is the one that's trying to fight with these freaking 1920s planes and ends up landing in the Rose Bowl golf course. You know, like
yeah. So
that's cool though. Like, how do you? I'm sorry, I'm very curious
Okay.
about like how do you? Is this like something you booked through an airline? Is this something that you booked through like a
my
Canelo
girlfriend,
team?
No. Rachel booked all this,
Mhm.
and it's through an airline. I don't recall exactly what it's called, but it's like it's like a what they call a semi-private event.
Okay.
Event. I mean, flight.
Like 30 people.
Yeah, it's a small plane, and actually, the first flight from Carlsbad to Mammoth is leaving on Wednesday of this week, and the second flight from this airline is Friday from Carlsbad to Mammoth.
Oh, wow.
No,
So,
player, you gotta have at least a year under your flying belt for me to get on your plane. I can't do it.
well,
What you mean? This
See,
is
the
a
thing
little
about that
plane.
though, Browner, is you cannot name me a single pilot that's ever been your pilot. You don't know their history. You don't know their background. You don't know what they did.
Okay, I do. No. See, I said maybe I didn't explain myself clearly enough. I've never flown on an airline that wasn't more than I think 3 years old.
Sure,
Like-
but that's not my point. My point is you can trust an airline,
Right,
but
that's
you
what I'm
never
saying.
know who's flying your plane.
But
You will never know who's flying your plane.
just to give you an example,
Blind,
just so you guys
blind faith,
understand.
dude.
Listen, one of my college roommates, okay, he's a pilot now for Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, we met
Not
him.
only is he a pilot, but he's also a flight instructor. You guys have met him. My buddy, Freak Daddy Freddie A. You guys met him. And we
you
always
got pilots named Freak Daddy Freddie A, dude.
Yeah, right. Back in the day,
But
when
I
we were
don't
in
fly
college,
Spirit.
well, I'm just telling you, we all thought he was the dumbest guy going. Like we used to tease him all the time about how dumb he was, And now he's a pilot. You might get onto an airplane and find that it's the dumb guy from college is now the pilot. That's Freak Daddy Freddie A. You guys
But
met him
when
at the
you
track.
get on an airline of that nature, all you got to do is take it up and put it down. It's basically the computer does everything else. Okay, that's why I'd rather fly a really reputable airline, United. I mean, at this point, Southwest, some of these other ones. I'm not getting on no Spirit. I'm not getting on nothing called Airbus. I'm not getting on none of that stuff.
I've been on an Airbus.
Well, let me tell you, this one is called Advanced Airlines, and it's flying from Carlsbad to Mammoth. And if by some chance you can't get into Mammoth because of the snow, then it turns around and it lands in Bishop, which is just a little bit south of Mammoth. So it's called Advanced Airlines. I started following them on Instagram. Somehow my girlfriend figured this out, and we're gonna fly up there.
You're a risk taker, buddy.
Good luck, man.
Yeah,
Not me.
Thank you.
You're a risk
That
taker.
sounds cool. I would do this. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Wait, you want me to drive 13 hours? No, thanks.
Well, it's not 13 hours, but I don't mind the drive. 6 hours, 7 hours. I don't really mind the drive, but she wants to fly. So, all right, listen. Let me jump into a few things here. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man on a Monday afternoon. You can't figure out the NFL, right? I mean, it's now like 3 straight weeks where look, upsets happen, but at the magnitude we're talking about here. 3 weeks ago, I can remember Denver annihilating Dallas, and I thought, wow, what's this weird? And then last week, I'm trying to remember what the big upset was last week. I should have probably put this in my notes, but every week there are crazy, crazy upsets. Alex, put up on the board for everybody, and for those of you that are watching and for those that are listening, we'll walk you through it. But the upsets that happened yesterday around the NFL, the Vikings beat the Packers, and usually the Vikings lose games like this, especially that come down to game-winning field goals. In this case, they made it. The Eagles beat the Saints, and the Saints don't have their number 1 or their number 2 quarterback. And I think Philadelphia is starting to maybe show up on some people's radars because Jalen Hurts is legit. I don't think a lot of people look at him that way because he wasn't a first-round pick, so not all eyes are on the guy. But very interesting.
Be good.
The Washington football team 2 weeks in a row. First they beat Tampa last week. Now this week they beat Carolina when a lot of us thought Cam Newton was coming back. He was starting. He's opening up his chest. I'm back. By the way, last week I was rooting for Cam Newton. This week I'm a little annoyed. Like with all the I'm back talk, yeah, you're back in uniform and you're back on the field, and Carolina's back to losing to a very mediocre Washington team.
Play well. All right, listen. No, see, this is what I don't want people doing. Okay, what
go
you
ahead.
just did. There's no
What's
such
that?
thing as mediocre. Like, there are only 3 bad teams. Everybody else can beat everybody else. We're learning that week after week after
Well,
week.
who are the 3 bad teams? Who are they?
The 3 bad teams:
Yeah.
Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and the Texans.
Whoa,
What about the Jets?
hold on, time out.
I
Hold
don't
on.
see. I don't. If Zach Wilson's the
Texans-
quarterback, yes. If Zach Wilson's not the quarterback, if it's Joe Flacco, no, because Joe Flacco's a vet. He can win games.
Well, how about this yesterday though? You talk about the Texans being one of the bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
We all talked about this last week. We thought the Titans were the best team in the AFC.
By default.
The Titans have lost this year to the Jets and now to the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Titans,
Guess who they play next week?
please tell me they're playing Detroit.
Jacksonville.
Oh, damn.
Just as bad.
Yeah. If you're the Tennessee Titans and we're this late into the season and you've already been upset by one of the really truly bad teams of the NFL, how do the Houston Texans with Tyrod Taylor, how do the Houston Texans beat what was the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Tennessee Titans? How's that happen?
Makes no sense. To go to your point, Shefty tweeted this out yesterday. Since week 9, so the last 3 weeks, teams with a 500 or below winning percentage have got 11 wins against division leaders. So the last 3 weeks, teams with a 500 or below winning percentage have beat the division leaders 11 times.
And I want to say that yesterday, because I was watching the Red Zone, and I watched Scott Hansen on the Red Zone, and he was saying that like all these first place division leaders were all losing yesterday.
Mhm.
I mean, it was all happening at the exact same time. All these teams that we all were starting to think were pretty good, all were losing.
Because people
yesterday.
were ready to give Buffalo the Super Bowl. Look at Buffalo now.
Oh,
Like,
they're you gotta slap them with the frauds, right?
Like but that's my thing. There are no frauds this year because no one is great. No one is above everyone. The team that we thought would be the 2 teams we thought would be above everyone. The Bucks have a lot of injuries, which now at this point is no excuse because everybody's hurt. And the Chiefs, who I don't know what you call what they did to Dallas, but that was terrible too. So there was a lot. There's no more. This team should be this team. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember last week I came on the air on Monday on an Overreaction Monday, and I gave you 2 things. Those 2 things were the Kansas City Chiefs are back to being a Super Bowl contender, and as poorly as their offense performed yesterday, they still found a way to get the job done against a Dallas team that many people were starting to think might emerge as the better team or one of the top 2 to 3 teams in the NFC.
Let me ask you a question about that too. Remember we were saying, if the Chiefs go in and they beat Dallas, now the Chiefs are for real and everybody will start taking notice of the Chiefs again. But when they win it like that, like what do you come away feeling after that?
Better.
Really?
Yes, because the Chiefs have never been able to say we won that game because our defense. And finally, like they showed you, like they can stop a high-powered offense. And I know that they didn't have Amari Cooper, and I know that CeeDee Lamb got a concussion in that game, but the Chiefs' defense stepped up, and that's something that they haven't proven so far this year. So to me, yeah, they struggled with only scoring 19 points, but that defense was very impressive to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, for Kansas City, it's about grinding out a win, finding a way to get it done.
They've been losing those games.
Look, I'm not particularly impressed, Browner, with Cleveland. I'm not looking at Cleveland going, well, the Browns are all of a sudden back. I mean, it took everything they had to just barely squeak by Detroit. And this wasn't Detroit that came and gave the Rams a hard time. This is no Jared Goff, Detroit. So certain times teams win games and you're like, yeah, I'm not particularly impressed. And then other times teams win games and they didn't play all that well, but you're like, but they found a way to grind it out. So the Chiefs to me are very much, again, an AFC championship contender. And I'll tell you guys, after seeing what's happened to Buffalo now and noticing that New England is back on top of the AFC East standings, last week I said to you guys, New England is back as a real, legit contender to win the AFC. Everybody kind of scoffed at me, laughed at me a little bit, but look what's happened. You could never really feel like you could trust Buffalo. Yeah. I never felt like I really, really, really could trust Tennessee.
Yeah.
And now the coaching It's Andy Reid, a Super Bowl champion coach. It's Bill Belichick, a 6-time Super Bowl champion coach. And look at how their teams now, when most of us thought they were done, look how they've reemerged.
I would also like to point out the fact that every single person on the planet that watches football is underestimating the Arizona Cardinals, myself included. They have gone 2 of 3 without Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. And I think that they're legitimately top to bottom a very good team. I'm not telling you that they're the best team in the NFL because, like Browner says, I think I'm done trying to slap that tag on anybody.
Right.
But I'm telling you that Arizona, without having Kyler Murray, without having DeAndre Hopkins, probably a top 3 wide receiver in the league, they beat the Seahawks, they beat the 49ers, and yeah, they lost to the Panthers with a third-string quarterback because their backup got hurt too. So I think Arizona as a team is someone that no one's talking about that you should keep your eye on.
Well, and let's flip it for a second here, okay? I think New England's for real. I think Kansas City is for real. Your point about Arizona is a great one. Colt McCoy, where did he come from? Like, who knew that he was still in the NFL? Really, right? I think the last time I saw Colt McCoy, this has got to be 5-6 years ago. Washington was playing at San Francisco. Colin Kaepernick was still the quarterback of the 49ers, and Colt McCoy was the guy that was in a bit of a controversy with RG3 back. That's how far back we're going with Colt McCoy. Where did he come from? But
he's been in the league for 11 years.
Incredible. What a
Crazy.
career. What an incredible career. If we're going to talk about teams like New England and Kansas City and Arizona and these kinds of teams as starting to maybe be good, think about some other teams. For example, think about the Seahawks. Look what has happened to the Seattle Seahawks. Can you imagine in Seattle, people are starting to call for Pete Carroll's head? They're not saying, hey, it's time to rebuild, but we've got the right coach and we've got the right general manager because we've already had a lot of success. Instead, it's like, no, it's time for Pete Carroll to go. We're kind of done with the Pete Carroll era. I don't know if Seahawks fans have gotten so spoiled during Pete Carroll's tenure that you think that the Seahawks are just this organization that's going to get rid of Pete, bring in the next guy, and go back to being who they were 2 or 3 years ago. This whole era of Seahawks football is Pete Carroll.
Right. I don't understand. Wait until they get into the post-Pete Carroll. We've had 4 coaches in 6 years. Wait till they get into that, and then you come back and you tell me how that is when Russell Wilson is still your quarterback and you've had 4 coaches in 6 years, dude. Stick with him. He's had a down year. It happens. Belichick had a down year last year. It happens to great coaches. Mike Tomlin's had a down year. Tony Dungy's had down years. Like Andy Reid has had down years. Now, if y'all just want to throw it all out because they having a down year, then you stupid fans.
I mean, I would place a lot of blame on Pete Carroll and the general manager, though.
Well, of course,
because of what's happening, because Pete Carroll has a lot of say for what kind of player he brings in.
The Jamal Adams trade looks terrible now.
Right. It looks awful. They don't really have a lot of talent. I mean, obviously, Chris Carson's out for the year. Rashad Penny I love the kid, but he's a bust. I mean,
shocked to hear his name yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, you look on defense, name one player on defense not named Jamal Adams. It's a different, like Bobby Wagner's still there, but he's getting old. So it's just like they've depleted the roster. They traded away all their top picks for Jamal Adams, who they didn't even need. Like a safety like that is not something you need. So I place a lot of the blame on those 2 guys, but I'm with you guys. I'm not watching it every single day intently, but there's no way. Like they won 12 games last year, right?
Yeah, really. But again, that's just it. Like Andy Reid is a great coach in the NFL because he got a ton of experience. So when his team looks like they're down and out, don't count him over. It's too early in the season. Don't count him out quite yet. Yeah. And look how the Chiefs have come back. Same thing with Belichick. Most people thought with a rookie quarterback, how long is this going to take? And here they are. So Pete Carroll, to me, is in that class with Belichick, with Andy Reid. Why would you want to give up on Pete Carroll now? You would entrust him to rebuild. But like the Seahawks are done. How about the Raiders? The Raiders are done.
They've been done.
Now, it's not like it's a major shock. I mean, your coach resigns. 2 first-round draft choices are now off the team. And so it's not a big surprise, but I see how people are now saying it's time to bench Derek Carr. This season's over. Forget it. Let's see what somebody else has. And it's time to move on from Derek Carr. Yeah, let's move on from him, right? Not just bench him. It's over.
Because
It's been 8 years. What's he done?
The last 3 weeks when he's been keeping this franchise afloat by being the face of it after the coach quit because apparently he was homophobic and racist. Then the wide receiver got in trouble because he murdered somebody on the road at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then a defensive back made the news because he's waving guns around on the internet. Like, yeah. Put Marcus Mariota in. Like, what?
Well,
I'm kind of
this is
on
the
that
overreaction
boat,
Monday.
No,
Yeah, so am I.
I'm on that boat though because listen, Derek Carr is a great dude. He's probably the right guy to be in that locker room. But at the end of the day, what does he always say? I'm a football player. I got to put football first. And in football first right now, it ain't Derek Carr. You could try something else.
Hey, listen, we're going to get to a lot of other stuff coming up here today, but I want to remind everybody it's Thanksgiving week, so let me wish you a very happy Thanksgiving from our friends at Corky's Pest Control, 1-800-901-1102, or just Google that one word Corky's. It'll take you right to Corky's spot. If you have a termite issue, nobody beats Corky's prices. Nobody beats his 4-year guarantee. If it's just simple stuff, ants, spiders, could be rodents, you have any pest control problems, Corky takes care of it. Call 1-800-901-1102.
Corky's.
All right, stick around. Lots more to get to. More NFL, more college football, craziness in the NBA. We're going to get to all of it today. It's Monday on Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Rich Eisen here, inviting you to catch my show, The Rich Eisen Show, on our flagship radio station, the mightier 1090. We're on every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. You'll like what you hear. If not, that's just, I guess, too bad.
A new generation of radio. The all-new and mightier 1090.
These are challenging times for our community.
The San Diego Food Bank and our North County Food Bank chapter are here if you need help. We have hundreds of locations throughout the county where you can get help with food.
We have food.
It's okay to ask for help.
Visit one of our drive-through and walk-up locations.
We can also help you sign up for CopFresh.
If you need help or if you can help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Watch your San Diego State Aztecs take on the Cal State Fullerton Titans. December 8th at 7 p.m., live from the Viejas Arena.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Big googly moogly.
Oh, yeah. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon, where your trade-in is always worth more. Just off I-8 in El Cajon.
Up to 30% of COVID-19 patients become long haulers with persistent symptoms months after the infection.
What I've been finding with my patients is that it's taking up to 3 to 6 months for them to recover their endurance, exercise capacity, and get them back to work or to their usual activities of daily living.
What I wasn't able to do was the basic needs, like brush your teeth, take a shower, because of the shortness of breath, the tightness in my chest.
The symptoms that concern me the most, the shortness of breath. So restrictive. You know, you go through and you just take for granted that, you know, you're gonna breathe. And when that gets taken away, it's a scary thought. Unfortunately, I'm 6 months out now from my diagnosis and I'm still suffering from several of the symptoms.
My experience with the patients I've sent to La Mesa Rehab has been extremely positive. The patients come back with good reports, and when I see them in the office, their exercise capacity has improved dramatically.
I'm getting there because of La Mesa Rehab.
To be homeless means that you've lost your community. East County Transitional Living Center, also known as ECTLC, is a community where we take homeless people off the streets and bring them into our community. We serve a little over 400 people, men, women, and children every day, who were formerly homeless and now are in our residential programs. We work them through the program, we get them jobs, we get them back into life. We teach them basic things, hygiene, when to get up in the morning, how to do a 40-hour week. What we do here is we give them the opportunity for on-the-job experience. In their work therapy training, they're learning how to report to a supervisor, how to become a supervisor, how to be a good employee. You don't want to enable a homeless person to remain homeless, which means go feed them. So if you're out there and you see a homeless person and you want to try to help them, give to your local charity.
Hey, Dave Smith here. Make sure you listen to my show on the Mightier 1090, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday night. The only local sports talk in all of Southern California on the weekends, right here on the Mightier 1090.
The all-new and Mightier 1090.
Food insecurity is defined as not having sufficient resources to buy food either for yourself or for your family. Folks who are food insecure struggle with not having enough food to eat because maybe they lost their jobs. It is important to not just look at one person as being food insecure, but really looking at them as it could be anyone. The San Diego Food Bank has been around for over 40 years. Our job is to help procure food for San Diego County residents to make sure that no one is going to bed hungry. Accessing food from the San Diego Food Bank is very simple. A lot of our distributions right now are operating as drive-through distributions, so they are safe to attend if you are concerned with getting out of your vehicle and walking into a food pantry. The San Diego Food Bank needs your continued support. Please visit our website at sandiegofoodbank.org, and there you will see all of the different ways that you too can get involved.
There's a difference between just getting there and enjoying the journey. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, we put you in the driver's seat of the best cars around. From our stylish crossover SUVs to our classic sedans and sports cars. At Team Mazda of El Cajon, your good credit and trade-in can turn into the Mazda of your dreams. Start enjoying your drive with the new Mazda today. Visit Team Mazda of El Cajon.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon. And by Prospect Home Finance.
Orange County Soccer Club is headed to the USL Championship Final. OCSC beat San Antonio FC in the Western Conference Final in penalty kicks 5-3 to advance. Ronaldo Damus scored the first goal of the match in the 39th minute. San Antonio then evened it up in the 67th minute. After regulation, the teams had drawn, sending the match to penalty kicks. Forward Ugo Okoli netted the deciding kick in the 5th round for OCSC. OCSC will head to the Sunshine State to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the final on Sunday. This is the first time in their history that Orange County SC will be competing for the USL Championship title. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Still on his feet, Jared Williams. Swift is in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcat.
He's at the 40. Is he going to go?
Stockos holds it in. What a catch. Return left sidelines off to the races. He flipped the defenders into the end zone. He's got a man. Pass down. Wildcat. That was pretty.
Game Time High School Football on Your View is brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon, where your trade-in is always worth more. Just off I-8 in El Cajon. Watch your San Diego State Aztecs take on the Cal State Fullerton Titans. December 8th at 7 p.m. live from the Viejas Arena.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and your view. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Hey, great friends. This is Kaplan and Crew along with Grande and the Brown Man. Wherever you're listening or watching, we're happy to have everybody with us today. If you're listening on 1090, happy that you're here. I'm serious. Like all these radio listeners, I'm so surprised how many people come up to me and say, hey, I'm listening to 1090 again. I'm glad you guys are back. As a matter of fact, Browner, how are things progressing for our December 11th cruise on the Yacht America with Next Level Sailing, Captain Fathom, Captain Troy Sears? We're coming down on December 11th. The Benson family is hosting a pre-yachting tailgate party. Brown, how we doing? How's it going?
We're looking solid. We're cruising right into the date. Got the message from Alex this morning, so I sent the message over to them to try to get the liquor situation straightened out. And then after that, we just got to talk to them about the food provider, and then we'll be good to go, man.
Have we gotten RSVPs from all the sponsors? We know how many tickets we have left?
They have until Friday.
They have until Friday.
They have until Friday. It's on the RSVP.
Invite?
Yes.
So I got to tell I'm just real quick. I'm not calling him out. I'm not. Don't get it twisted. But I did reply to an email to Scott and let him know that from the moment he agreed to pause giving away tickets, he has emailed me 5 more pairs to give away.
Wow.
But I'm not calling him out. I just wanted to.
No,
I'm not calling him
I know
out.
it's not your fault. It's my fault. It's just that, certain people who are longtime listeners and longtime viewers of the show, whose names I know, who I have like email or direct message or those kinds of relationships, I know that these are great brand ambassadors for what we do. And it would be a terrible shame to not have them come on the cruise with us.
It'd be a terrible shame that we're not going to have enough room for everybody you're inviting, but that's the different story.
Right. We're running up against that. If he's giving you
5 emails,
5
since
names,
we agreed on the show to stop saying yes to people.
So that's 10 people. That's it.
Well, let me tell you something.
That's it.
I think Scott sent me about 20 emails.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I got a text. But wait, Browner, you'll love this. You ready? I got a text this weekend. From Bill Hagan, right? I got a text from Bill Hagan, the owner of 1090. He said to me, he goes, have you invited Pat Osborne, who's like a sales guy who I haven't seen in ages? He's like, have you invited Jerry Donadio? I'm like, yeah, of course we invited Jerry. He said, have you invited Pete Gray from Let's Talk Hookup?
No.
And I'm like, I love Pete Gray. Yeah, that's right. Pete got his own boat. Screw Pete. he actually, and then Bill Hagan said to me, he goes, did you invite Felix Taverna, Kitty Cat?
No, bro.
I'm like, dude, Kitty Cat does his racing show and his sports and racing show on the weekends on 1090. No, I didn't invite Kitty Cat. Believe me, there are a lot of other people. I haven't invited Craig Dato. Yeah, right. I haven't invited Craig Dato from Del Mar. I haven't invited some of my other friends in life that I would love to have out on this boat. This is about.
But Craig can always get on the boat.
Right,
Craig
but
can
this
always
is
get on the
about.
boat.
Look, this cruise on December 11th is about great friends. It's not about the radio station 1090 per se. It's not about Pete, who I love. It's not about Kitty Cat, who I adore. You guys know how I feel about these guys. This is about the Avery Martinez's of the world. It's about the Joe Rigby's of the world. It's about the so many other people that are part of our ecosystem. That's what this trip is all about on December 11th. It's not about getting the 1090 sales guys and getting the other shows from 1090. It's not what it's about. The brand. It's about us and our people.
This is just from the weekend, Browner. Molly got a pair.
Molly.
2.
Molly, she's great.
Patrick Spinelli got a pair.
4.
Yeah.
Avery Martinez got a pair.
6.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Ombacher got a pair.
8.
That's from the weekend. That's just the weekend.
Hey, look. Here's the thing.
We didn't even invite Foos Fighters on there.
Look, that's a good call too. Having Brent Wright, having Nick,
Nick's 4 more.
Well, I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll just, you know.
Joseph Cabral, John Glennie, Alvaro Jacobo. Did you
not gonna
invite
have
Cousin
enough
Nancy on the
people.
boat?
I did invite Cousin Nancy, but she's like up in Northern California,
Sergeant
isn't she?
Alan Pena,
Come on, how can you not invite Sergeant Alan Pena? Come
Bernard
on.
Thompson, Al Long, Luis Zepeda.
You got Fat Tony on that list?
I don't, because you haven't
I
emailed me
do.
about Fat Tony.
Well, he's
I
coming.
already- yeah.
Of course he's coming, but he's Mexican. He'll
Dude, we're gonna
crash.
have stowaways. We're gonna have Captain Troy and Captain Fathom are gonna be like, so there's only 70 people that can get on the boat. We're gonna have like people underneath the boat.
If they
like,
provide
snowing,
the
casting away.
liquor license proof, we're gonna have to have some room for the brewery people.
As the person who's directly communicating with them, we will not have more than 70 people. So if we have invited to, if you're listening to this show, you are clearly understanding we are on the verge of inviting too many people.
Yeah.
So
There's no giveaways. Sorry.
No, there's not gonna be. Unfortunately, there's not gonna be any contesting on the show.
No.
This is about close, dear,
Except the
personal,
one dude
great
that already
friends.
won a pair.
Right.
Yeah, him.
Who
He's
messaged
coming.
me twice
How
already.
many plus
Shout out.
ones do we get? Do we get any, or did our plus ones just get erased because Scott gave them all away?
Yeah, we're gonna get in.
Because I
trouble.
promised.
bringing
I
nobody
promised.
no way.
I promised like 3 people. So
3 people what?
total.
Oh, 3 total,
Yeah,
not 3
no.
plus ones.
No, I don't do that. I'm not emailing you. Hey, add this person to the list. I emailed them like kind of like not. I don't know if it came off as dickish, but I was trying to be like, since you have told me we are not giving any more away, you have given away 5 more pairs. Thank you.
Well, I'm thinking like I'm just wondering like who's not gonna show, you know.
Well, we haven't invited. I know those people have like actually asked you for tickets, but we are still going to send out mandatory RSVPs to
Yeah.
everybody that has emailed you. And if
Right.
you do not get an RSVP, you are not coming on the boat. We will
Right,
have a
right.
list of RSVP.
Right.
If you are not on the list, we're freaking keeping you out. Sorry.
Yeah.
You got to RSVP. Hard count.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay.
All right, let me do this. Let me talk a little bit more about some NFL stuff that happened this weekend, and then I really want to start transitioning into a little bit of the LeBron thing that happened this weekend. I say it like that because, you know, it's a Sunday afternoon at 3:00. Most sports fans are probably watching NFL football, but if you're like a Lakers or a basketball fan first, you might have had your eyes on the Lakers versus the Pistons, which I know I did not. I wound up turning the game on, by the way, right in time to see the melee that took place. But it wasn't my primary yesterday. The NFL football was my primary. And so what happened in the NBA yesterday is definitely something that's buzzing and people are talking about it today. And I'll get to it coming up in just a couple of minutes. Before I do, though, I want to remind everybody this. It's Thanksgiving week, okay? This is it. This is your last chance to dance with I Thrive MD. Now, I've talked about this a lot. Dr. Samir Damani gave us a great and generous offer. He said, look, I want to get as many of your listeners and viewers into our office as quickly as possible. We're spending money advertising with you guys. We want to get return, of course, naturally, but we also want to help people. We want to help people live longer, happier, healthier lives. So guys, if you're feeling foggy in the brain, if you are feeling a little depressed, if you're feeling like you can't jump out of bed in the morning, if you're feeling like you don't have any motivation and energy to work out and exercise, if you're not virile the way you once were, or interested in the bedroom, or you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, all of these things I'm talking about are potential symptoms of low testosterone. Now, if you have low testosterone, there's a lot of other health issues that can come your way. And so what you want to do is get your testosterone levels right so your body is strong and fit and can fight off infection. And so, look, here's what Dr. Damani came up with. The first 3 months of testosterone treatments, which are normally $289 a month, the first 3 months, only $145. You're getting 50% savings. 50% savings. But I know the way you guys are because I'm the same way. I'm a procrastinator. I wait until the last minute to do everything. Well, this is the last minute. If you don't have an appointment with I Thrive MD by Thanksgiving, like if you're not booked and in the system, you know, and you might not have an appointment for 2 weeks, but you got to get that appointment on the books now. 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Call, make an appointment, get yourself tested for testosterone, And if your testosterone levels are low and you go on a series of testosterone treatments, you're saving 50% off on your first 3 months from $289 to $145. I know you've been procrastinating. I know you haven't made the appointment quite yet. Those of you who have, you've been really great in responding and telling me what's going on and how much you're loving it. But for those of you that haven't, make the appointment now so you can get that 50% savings for the first 3 months of testosterone treatments. ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. 858-240-1497. This deal comes to an end on Thursday. And by Monday of next week, I will not be advertising any longer for 50% savings. I'm going to be telling you about the full boat. So do it here this week, guys. All right, Alex, let's get back to the NFL. We talked about big upsets over the weekend. How did the Tennessee Titans lose to the Houston Texans? How did the Tennessee Titans, the supposed best team in the AFC, have losses this year to Houston and the New York Jets? Certain teams like the Seattle Seahawks.
Then we gotta
done. Keep going.
We gotta implement the Bud Black rule to football this year. Hey, that's football.
Hey,
that's football.
What are you gonna do? Hey, look, that's just baseball. That's what happens. That's baseball. Same thing in football. Hey. Speaking of Buddy Black, I know that there's a big, our friend Jay Paris.
Oh yeah, I got that text.
When is that
December
event?
4th?
Oh, really? No, isn't that a Saturday? December 4th? I feel like
December
it's always
3rd,
on a
excuse
weekend.
me.
Oh,
December
so it's a
3rd.
Friday. Okay. Because December 4th, I know I'm supposed to go down to Tijuana and build houses for, families down that way with, I don't remember who I'm going down there with, but somebody got me roped into this. So me and my daughter
with some wood.
Yeah, hammers and stuff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take I'm gonna go down to TJ and help build some houses for some underprivileged families down there. I'm taking my daughter with me. She loves that stuff. Yeah, it is nice. I tried to pawn it off on somebody else, but nobody was biting.
You know what?
Yeah, I know. I tried to get somebody else to do it, but I'm in. Anyway, all right, look. So back to the NFL. It's hard to figure out every single week teams that you think are good, like Tennessee, wind up losing to teams you know are bad, like Houston. Teams that are unpredictable, like Minnesota, against a team like Green Bay, where you sort of think Green Bay is the number one team in the NFC, or teams like Kansas City, who you weren't sure about a couple weeks ago. Like, are they done? Was this a quick little 3-year thing happening? No, Kansas City's back, and everybody thought Dallas, this was the big measuring stick. Can Dallas go to Kansas City and get a win? They didn't. So you're trying to figure out the NFL every week, like what happened last night. Were you guys watching Sunday Night Football with the Chargers and the Steelers from SoFi Stadium? Look, Austin Eckler, I know I'm the card-carrying president of the Charger Hater Club, but this is one player in particular that I will tell you that as an NFL fan, you love guys like this, undrafted, tiny little college, sitting behind a first-round draft choice. Who's he ever going to be? He becomes the captain and a guy who on national television scores 4 touchdowns in a win last night. Now, I take a lot of pride, and I'm very thankful that the Steeler fans took over last night. I love knowing that Dean Spanos is sitting there in that incredible stadium that Stan Kroenke built, and he's watching going, I don't believe this. Look at these videos. For those of you that are listening on radio, what'd you guys think? This, of all the fan takeovers, Minnesota, Cleveland, Dallas, New England, this Pittsburgh takeover yesterday at SoFi was the greatest of them all. What do you guys think?
I think they traveled a long way to see their team lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, brother. That's about it. You see their franchise quarterback last night? You see that stat that they put up that the Chargers have lost more games after leading in the fourth quarter than any team in football? I told y'all that's over. Herboat, the real franchise in the building. Y'all see that comeback? Y'all see that, we down? All right, hold on. Y'all saw him going up and down the sideline telling the offensive lineman, I got it. We cool. Let's be ready. They come out 4 plays. Beep, 6. Stop it.
I don't think they were ever down, but that's just me. Here's my thing. I'm going to get salty for a second. Okay? Everybody buckle up, all right? Here's here's what happened, right? No TJ Watt. First of all. No Joe Hayden.
I told you injuries don't matter.
No Minka Fitzpatrick. So the Steelers going out there on 3 legs, if you're a dog. Handicapped. Because, there's football players are dogs. We dogs. They always say we dogs. Well, you're a 3-legged dog last night. Okay? 3-legged dog out there last night getting beat by a pit bull. They could not stop a nosebleed last night. Nothing. Not even a little runny nose. The Steelers were embarrassing. The Chargers were not impressive. The Steelers were embarrassing. Literally every time the Chargers got the ball, unless it was a tipped pass off the dude's face, they scored. Every time. Every time. The
But
Steelers,
it did look like the Chargers were going to try and Spanos all over themselves. That blocked punt late in the game. Pittsburgh tying the score. What was the score when Pittsburgh came back? They blocked the punt and then they scored. Maybe Pittsburgh actually took the lead.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And they never took the lead over here. Mr. Salty.
For like a minute, dude.
Yeah, Mr. Lowry's over here.
Dude, the Steelers scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. That's insane.
Yeah, because the Chargers were trying to do it, but the Steelers didn't let them. The Steelers lost this game. The Chargers didn't win this game.
Stop it.
The Steelers lost this game.
Salt Bay, stop. Salt Bay, stop.
No.
Salt Bay,
will not.
stop, bro.
I will
Chargers
not.
won that game. Justin Herbert won that game. Listen, man, we've seen Phillip Rivers throw that killer pick six for a decade. Herbert ain't doing that, dog. It's okay. I told y'all welcome back anytime y'all want to come, okay? Y'all welcome back. Y'all welcome back. Y'all
As someone who's watched the Chargers intently the last 2 weeks, like very intently, but last week when the Vikings beat them easily, when Herbold didn't show up for whatever reason, I thought he was so good. The Steelers did everything the opposite of the Vikings. The Steelers did not contain him. They let him out of the box. They let him run like he was Michael Vick. The Steelers had no answer for anything they did. It wasn't just Herbert or Eckler. It was Mike Williams. It was Keenan Allen. Like, they didn't do squat. Steelers lost that game. Steelers suck. Thanks for nothing. Go back to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Here's the thing, though. You
How'd
get
they
late
win
into
5
this
games?
game.
Who?
I
The
don't
Steelers.
know. I mean,
yeah, I agree with that. I mean, they barely beat the Bears.
I guess this is also like some streak snap last night. Like, they've had like 40 games in a row where they haven't allowed 30 points, but because they're so injured, it was like the first game they've allowed 30 points in 40 games.
just taking a look here at the play-by-play. The Chargers were up 27-13. Then Pittsburgh blocked. This is when Pittsburgh blocked the punt. Okay. Then Pittsburgh got it to 27-20. The Chargers scored, making it 34-20. Pittsburgh scored 34-27. Pittsburgh ties it at 34 apiece. Pittsburgh takes the lead at 37-34 with about 2 minutes and change to go. The Chargers come scoring quickly because of that Mike Williams score, which, by the way, how does anybody leave a player like Mike Williams that wide open that late in the game? And that's ultimately how it ended. But Browner, you say that injuries aren't an excuse, and that's okay. But you do acknowledge, though, that top defensive star caliber talent was out. Like, if Joey Bosa didn't play last night and Pittsburgh won, people would be saying, well, Joey Bosa wasn't there.
Right.
Well, TJ Watt wasn't there. Here's Mike Tomlin after the game. Here's what the Steelers coach had to say after this game.
But it was obvious that, we didn't have a good enough plan tonight with our current makeup and state. We couldn't get enough stops defensively. We couldn't apply pressure with our four-man rush or keep him in the pocket. We weren't good enough in coverage with less than 7. And so, we got to get back to the drawing board and do a better job of putting them in position to be successful with the people that we have at our disposal. And that was challenging tonight, but we make no excuses. It needs to be better.
Yeah, we make no excuses, but with the people that we had at our disposal. Now, not only was Mike Tomlin upset after the game.
He's out of breath.
But, the celebrities do show up for Charger games. Celebrities show up for Charger games because they're fans of the opposing team. Here's Chris Collinsworth's son. I don't know his name. He's so annoying. It annoys me so that this kid is on Sunday Night Football simply because his dad is who his dad is. Like, this guy didn't have to grind and claw.
That's the
and
NFL,
battle.
dude.
Yeah. This guy, just pure nepotism, gets Chris Collinsworth's son hosting Sunday Night Football afterwards with Rodney Harrison. And who stops by? Major celebrity in the house. Not a Charger fan, a Steeler fan. Here's Snoop. Let's take a listen.
But I know you love the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm a diehard Steeler fan, so this one hurt kind of a little bit tonight.
How did this one get away, do you think, Snoop?
Bad defense. Like, to me, missing Mika Fitzpatrick at that safety spot, he's smart enough to know to stay at home. To me, they was over-aggressive. We had the momentum. Just stay home and be patient. But, good things happen to good teams.
Can I just
Tell
say
Snoop
I didn't know that was Collinsworth's kid. I've never seen him before because I don't watch
Snoop is
post-game
an everyman fan, by the way.
He is. Snoop is pictured in every single jersey of every single team.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Collinsworth. Now that bothers me too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Collinsworth's kid. I don't know why, like, for example, like Ian Eagle, his son is already like climbing the ranks really quickly, and it's
He's
not
good, though.
bothering me as much. He's good, right? He's
He's
good.
good.
He's the Clippers play-by-play guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
but he's
I
also
like him.
doing CBS college football. He's in the family. Ian Eagle is a great play-by-play guy, and his son went to Syracuse, and his son has kind of battled his way up, even though he's got a lot of advantages because of his dad. But like Collinsworth's kid is not good on TV, and he's got that job because of Collinsworth. When Collinsworth gets let go by NBC, that's the end of the kid.
That's what
I think
ESPN did
there's,
to all of Mike Golic's kids. All Mike Golic's kids that were hired, they're like, all right, when your contract's up, buddy, you're done.
I think one of these upcoming games on NBC, maybe on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is going to be in the booth
Yeah.
with Tirico.
Yeah, Mike Tirico and Drew Brees are doing the Saints game on Thursday night,
There
and
you go.
Brees is being honored at halftime by the Saints organization. All right, look, we got a lot more to get to. We haven't even really scratched the surface. We're kind of talking in big generalities here. A lot of NFL stuff we still want to get to in greater detail. And I really want to get into this LeBron thing that happened yesterday because it has been the buzz of sports. In other words, the NFL is the leader on Sundays, right? Well, when LeBron James is involved in a melee, that becomes a lead story. That becomes a headline stealer. We'll get to that coming up. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios along with Grande and the Brown Man. This is Kaplan and Crew, and we got a lot more to get to. Stick around.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Hey, it's Pharrell here, inviting you to catch my shows on the Mightier 1090. We're on twice every Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, all the other sports stations are sleeping with your wife.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community.
Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on Your View or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives.
Still on his feet, Jared Williams Swift is in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcat. He's in the 40. Is he going to go? Goes, holds it in. What a catch. Return left sidelines, off to the races. He flipped the defender into the end zone. He's got a man. Pass out. Wildcat. That was pretty.
Game Time High School Football on Your View is brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon, where your trade-in is always worth more. Just off I-8 in El Cajon.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on Your View and yourview.com. Your Health is brought to you by Save the Storks. Help us reach the hearts of women with compassion, education, and holistic care.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Orange County Soccer Club is headed to the USL Championship Final. OCSC beat San Antonio FC in the Western Conference Final in penalty kicks 5-3 to advance. Ronaldo Damus scored the first goal of the match in the 39th minute. San Antonio then evened it up in the 67th minute. After regulation, the teams had drawn, sending the match to penalty kicks. Forward Ugo Okoli netted the deciding kick in the 5th round for OCSC. OCSC will head to the Sunshine State to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the final on Sunday. This is the first time in their history that Orange County SC will be competing for the USL Championship title. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Team Mazda of El Cajon. and by Prospect Home Finance.
Arash Markazi here, inviting you to catch my show, The Arash Markazi Show, on the Mightier 1090. We are on every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and producer extraordinaire G. Hay Wiley, where we chop up Los Angeles sports and try not to piss too many people off.
The all-new and Mightier 1090.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on your health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Brought to you by La Mesa Rehab, improving the lives of those afflicted by chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Learn more at LaMesaRehab.com.
Wilsey Asset Management is an investment advisory firm registered with the SEC. We're a firm that's a fiduciary firm, and we manage $500 million in assets for clients and businesses nationwide. We do better when our clients do better. You want to have a win-win situation. And I saw the same thing with charities. Some of the charities that we're involved in would include Crews for Kids. Another organization that we really helped a lot was Children's Hospital. And there's also other organizations that we help as well in addition to those.
Kind of growing up and seeing how involved my dad was in the community, it really rubbed me, I'm going to say, in the right way. I did kind of take that one step further, I would say, and actually did start my own charity. It's called the Fighters Fight Foundation. What we do is we actually provide experiences to women that are battling stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Our charity is not just about providing the experiences for women, it's also too on educating people. If you want to get involved in the foundation, you can go to our website, fightersfightfoundation.com.
Food insecurity is defined as not having sufficient resources to buy food either for yourself or for your family. Folks who are food insecure struggle with not having enough food to eat because maybe they lost their jobs. It is important to not just look at one person as being food insecure, but really looking at them as it could be anyone. The San Diego Food Bank has been around for over 40 years. Our job is to help procure food for San Diego County residents to make sure that no one is going to bed hungry. Accessing food from the San Diego Food Bank is very simple. A lot of our distributions right now are operating as drive-through distributions, so they are safe to attend if you are concerned with getting out of your vehicle and walking into a food pantry. The San Diego Food Bank needs your continued support. Please visit our website at sandiegofoodbank.org, and there you will see all of the different ways that you too can get involved.
Shelter to Soldier is 9 years young with a mission to save lives 2 at a time. We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post 9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need.
You know, I was in a very dark place. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I really needed an immediate help. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be there for us.
Shelter to Soldier is a nonprofit, and we're able to do the work that we do because of you, the community. Whether it's an individual donating $5 or whether it's a corporate donor like the Barnes firm that's supporting us and sponsoring multiple dogs that are going to make an impact in the veterans' lives in need.
Him by my side 24/7 has completely turned my life around. It's not just saving both of our lives, it has made an impact on myself, Nigel, my family, my work. So yes, they definitely have saved our lives.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 and YourView, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by Team Mazda of El Cajon and by Prospect Home Finance.
Wilsey Asset Management is an investment advisory firm registered with the SEC. We're a firm that's a fiduciary firm, and we manage $500 million in assets for clients and businesses nationwide. We do better when our clients do better. You want to have a win-win situation. And I saw the same thing with charities. Some of the charities that we're involved in would include Crews for Kids. Another organization that we really helped a lot was Children's Hospital. And there's also other organizations that we help as well in addition to those.
Kind of growing up and seeing how involved my dad was in the community, it really rubbed me, I'm going to say, in the right way. I did kind of take that one step further, I would say, and actually did start my own charity. It's called the Fighters Fight Foundation. What we do is we actually provide experiences to women that are battling stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Our charity is not just about providing the experiences for women, it's also too on educating people. If you want to get involved in the foundation, you can go to our website, fightersfightfoundation.com.
Attention, all dogs, cats, horses, tortoises, birds, pigs, and all other pets. Get your family members to sit, stay, and watch Animal Zone every Saturday at 9 p.m. right here on this channel and at animalzone.org.
Tune in Saturdays at 9 p.m. to watch Animal Zone right here on YourView.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
It's our 200th show.
And we're celebrating big time.
Today on Subida.